After the long night, Vincent next appeared, albeit briefly, in the 1948 comedy Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. The film featured America's premier comedy duo, Bud Abbott and Lou Costello, alongside a host of horror fiends including Dracula, played by Bela Lugosi, the Wolfman, played by Lon Chaney Jr., and the Frankenstein's monster, played by Glenn Strange. Vincent doesn't appear in the film until the final minute of the film, and in fact doesn't physically appear on screen at all. He does, however, briefly reprise his role from the 1940 film The Invisible Man Returns in this memorable scene.
Now that we've seen the last of Dracula, the Wolfman and the monster, there's nobody to frighten us anymore.
Oh, that's too bad. I was hoping to get in on the excitement.
Who said that?
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm the Invisible Man.
There had been 3 invisible films since Vincent had made The Invisible Man Returns: The Invisible Woman from 1940, The Invisible Agent from 1942, and The Invisible Man's Revenge 1944, all from Universal. Abbott and Costello would go on to make a proper Invisible Man entry in their famed monster series in 1951 in Abbott and Costello Meet the Invisible Man. Vincent's next part after Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein would place him once again in the bad guy role in the 1948 musical Up in Central Park. Based on the play of the same name, the film is set in 1870s New York. An aspiring young singer named Rosie Moore, played by Deanna Durbin, and her father Timothy Moore, played by Albert Sharp, arrive in New York by steamliner to start a new life. They are immediately met by Mr. Rogan, played by Tom Powers, an employee of the crooked Boss Tweed, Vincent Price, who is rounding up immigrants and taking them to voting polls to place illegal votes in the name of deceased Americans. Tweed is the mastermind behind an elaborate political scheme swindling millions from the city of New York. Timothy, being an immigrant, doesn't know any better and goes along with Rogan, and in fact places 23 votes for the Democratic Party, for which he is paid the pricely sum of $50 per vote.
As soon as possible, we must appoint a park superintendent. We must find a man who is loyal and who will follow orders, and is too stupid to question anything that goes on.
Boss Tweed hears of Timothy's efforts, and since he's in need of someone gullible to serve as park superintendent, Tweed offers the job to Timothy.
How would you like to be superintendent of Central Park at a salary of $3,000 a year with living accommodations in the park?
You wouldn't be pulling me leg, Your Honor, would you?
The position is yours, sir. Here's my hand on it. And congratulations.
Congratulations, Mr. Moore.
Congratulations,
Mr. Moore.
It was me.
In the process, he meets Timothy's daughter Rosie and is immediately intrigued. Upon learning she's an aspiring singer, he promises to help her land fame and Broadway success through his connections. Meanwhile, Rosie also meets newspaper columnist John Matthews, played by Dick Haymes. John is also immediately smitten with Rosie and tries to win her affections. He also tries to convince her of just how corrupt Boss Tweed is, resulting in a good old-fashioned Hollywood staple, the love triangle. The remainder of the movie concerns John trying to expose Boss Tweed's racket while saving Rosie's dad from his influence, all while trying to win her love. Up in Central Park was directed by William A. Sider for Universal Pictures. It's a pretty straightforward picture, offering few surprises and a lot of singing and dancing, of which I'm personally not a big fan of. Vincent, however, doesn't sing or dance in this picture, despite having proven in earlier movies that he is more than capable of carrying a tune. Price turns in an entertaining performance as the smirking and scheming Boss Tweed, though he bears little resemblance to the real-life person the part is based on. The real-life Tweed was short, fat, and reportedly embezzled upwards of $50 million from the state of New York before finally being caught and imprisoned. While overall, Up in Central Park is not a bad picture, I recommend this one mainly for Price completists and fans of musicals. Up next for Price after this movie was the 1948 World War II picture, Rogue's Regiment.
I'm glad you remember it.
doesn't have to be spooky. Not with Easter Seal Safe Halloween coupons, the safe treat that gives treatment. Safe Halloween coupons are good for treats at stores and restaurants. Give them to trick-or-treaters or treat yourself. Give Easter Seal Safe Halloween coupons because Halloween should be warm and friendly.
Coupon books available at area Burger Kings, NCNB banks, and AMC theaters.